a reporter that said he could have asked for $20.8 million, which is the highest available contract under the current cap.
Why does a 19-year-old even need $18.8 million each year?
Yeah, he's already reached financial freedom. Like,
No, literally.
after these 5 years, he will have created generational wealth, and his kids and his grandkids probably would never have to work again if he invested the money correctly.
What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another Brothers in the Box episode. We are a little bit late this week.
We got a little lazy.
We did.
I'm not gonna lie. And although the NHL stops, we cannot stop giving our viewers some content to listen to. It's been very boring in the NHL though.
Very dry.
Very dry.
Just a lot of signings.
But Ishan and I have put our creative hats on. And we've come up with a fun little segment that we're going to do after going over a little bit of news. But Ishan, first, tell me about your week. It was a very busy week. It's been a very busy last week, couple weeks, to be honest.
Very long days.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of volunteering.
Yeah.
And then just today we just gave some blood.
Yeah, at a proper institution to give blood. For those of you who are wondering, because I know Ishan was very vague with that.
I think the viewers understood.
I didn't understand, even though I was there.
Okay, well, anyways.
I'm just being serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, such a poor showing from me today at the blood.
Yeah.
I clocked in at 8:30 today.
I'm going to give the context this time. For the viewer, for you guys that you probably have no idea what we're talking about. But there's a certain amount of time that it takes to give blood, and we have our own little competition amongst our family. The standings for this donation.
Go! Yeah, fourth place.
Yeah,
okay, right.
Dad came in fourth with a 10:30. Then we moved to the bronze, the podium. At least just squeaked by.
What do you mean squeaked by? I beat him by 2 minutes.
We got an 8:30.
Yeah, okay. It was a lot better than last time where I DNF'd. I didn't drink enough water last time, so they couldn't even get enough blood for it to be a proper, I don't even know, proper collection. They basically just they just poked me. They took half a collection, which is, I think, 260 milliliters. And then they just threw it away because they can't do anything. Yeah. And then I just sat there and I got my free Lay's chips.
Yeah, so much better performance than last time.
Yeah.
I, unfortunately, was very close, but...
You were not close. You were not close.
I finished
Let's
with
not kid ourselves here.
a 7:22.
Was it actually 7:20?
Got the gold medal with 6:30.
Yeah. I think I've just been going easy on everybody else, just self-nerfing a little bit. Because
Self-nerfing.
Yeah, because today I went to go work out before and I went sauna, and even though I drank 4 liters of water.
So how is that self-nerfing?
They were still at the place where I keep asking them every time I go. I ask them, how do I donate faster just so I can beat mom? And they're always like, drink more water. How much more water am I supposed to drink? Answer me that question. I did my best today. I had 4 liters of water. Most people don't drink that in a day. Some people don't even drink that in 3 days.
Yeah. No, it's...
What more am I supposed to do? What am I doing wrong?
I think...
Why won't the giving blood gods bless me up with a victory now and again?
I think I had a good showing this week. I only drank 2 liters. I did not go sauna or anything like that, so maybe that contributed to it. And they also only poked me once this time, which was nice.
Yeah, I think
not the usual 3 times last time.
Ishan and I have both been, I don't think it's a blessing. I'd say it's a curse. Cursed with small veins.
Yeah.
Except I'm looking pretty vascular now after going to the gym for a little while, but my
you can see the veins.
Yeah, you can see the veins, but they generally take the veins that you can't see, which doesn't make any sense. But they're supposed to be bigger, but mine are just as small. So I don't know. And then the nurse was telling me that because I went up to mom while she was giving blood, because she was halfway through her collection, 2:30 or something, like 2:45, and I was like, bro, there's no way. But I went up to and then the nurse was like, who did the same nurse did my collection and mom's collection. She was like, no, you have big enough veins. I was like, then what am I doing wrong? I told her I drank 4 liters of water. She's like, I think you should just drink more water. I'm like, we gotta be kidding me now.
Next blood donation, we're drinking 8 liters of water.
I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna drown. There's no other way to put it.
But yeah, that was our day today. Let's get into some signings in the NHL.
Yeah, although we have been very dry, NHL today, this morning at around 7:38, actually around 8 a.m., it was announced that Macklin Celebrini will be signing a 5-year contract, $18.8 million, making him the highest paid player with the San Jose Sharks starting next year. And to be honest, this took me a little by surprise. And I'm sure the Leo Carlsson offer sheet definitely increased the value of his contract. But there was an interview that came out a couple weeks ago, how he said he would take a pay cut to stay with the San Jose Sharks and, not put the Sharks in a similar situation to where the Ducks are.
Which is interesting because when you look at the number, it exceeds the Leo Carlsson number.
Yeah. And I'm just a little shocked by that.
I know, honestly, he's a very good player.
No,
he deserves
everything.
That and more. But
there was a reporter that said he could have asked for $20.8 million, which is the highest available contract under the current cap, which I think is true.
I don't think that's crazy.
But also at that point, you're just gorging,
Yeah, like why does a 19-year-old even need $18.8 million each year?
Yeah, he's already reached financial freedom.
Yeah, literally, and he's 90.
After these 5 years, he will have created generational wealth, and his kids and his grandkids probably would never have to work again if he invested the money correctly.
And he gets to play in the league for like another 20 years.
Yeah, it's interesting. Isha and I were talking about it though. It's very different to the NBA because his contract, which is a $98 million contract, am I correct in saying that?
I'm pretty sure.
Would be what
$90 million.
$90 million. It would be like what a role player got in the NBA.
Wait, no, 94.
$94 million.
Yeah.
It's like what a role player would get.
Yeah, like maybe even more.
Which is very interesting and just shows you even though they're both top 4 sports in the US and Canada, very different viewership and revenue structures for players that result in varying salaries and contracts you can offer. The other notable signings that happened this week were Cole Sillinger, who signed a 3 by 4.625 with the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets also avoided arbitration with Jet Greaves, signing a 3 by 5. I think he wanted like $8 million.
Yeah, $7 million.
I don't know why.
I mean, he's good.
He's good. He's not that good.
But I think he's thinking about for like the future.
That's true.
So this is like more of a bridge deal.
More of a bridge deal for him. I think he'll be able to get.
No, but I think he can definitely turn into a very like franchise goaltender for them.
I agree with that.
I mean, just to go back to your point before, someone that's making around the same amount with 19.3 mil is Bradley Beal,
who's like 40 years old.
Yeah, and he's so incredibly washed. Like, I mean, to be fair, the GOAT Alex Caruso is making 19.5. So yeah, but
no, it's changing, but it's still the NHL is very far behind all other leagues.
The likes of Norman Powell is making more money than Macklin Celebrini.
That's kind of insane. That is all insane. The Patrick Kane race is over.
It is.
He is going back to Chicago to play with Bedard.
It was between Buffalo and Chicago, and he decided to go back home, which I believe it was the right decision.
Well, I don't know if he's actually not going home.
Well, I would say it's his home. It's
his second home. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But Buffalo is his real home.
To win the cup, absolutely not.
No, he'll probably, after this contract, retire a Blackhawk.
Yeah, which I think is nice.
Yeah, he did get quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
They were able to pay him, and I think maybe that's part of the reason why he went back to Chicago, because they have so much cap space. They gave Kane a 2-year by $8 million contract, so it's a $16 million contract in total. And, I think he's just going to be in more of a mentorship role where he's able to kind of just sit down with the guys and.
Yeah, I agree. I think, he's won 3 Stanley Cups with Chicago.
Exactly.
Bedard is not going to be there for a little bit of the season, but, someone's got to step up.
Exactly. And he'll have a chance to shine with no help.
Yeah, I'm excited for his
I'm excited for
Showtime.
The Kane Nazar combo.
Kane Nazar Bowen Byram. Holy moly. Yeah, and then another contract that just happened, Jason Robertson signed a 1 by 12. So, and he also, because they did not avoid arbitration.
No, they did.
They did? Okay, well, he's a UFA next year, though.
He is a UFA next year. This one, I think, is really interesting to me because I think this is the worst contract that they could have signed for Robertson.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're paying him a lot of money. They only have him for 1 year. If I was him, I would walk next year because of how this organization has treated him and his skill.
Mm-hmm.
And go play somewhere that he actually is going to get respected and
like maybe could score a really star-studded center. Probably the Ted Lindsay winner of last year, if I'm being honest.
I mean,
the cap's going up.
If they want if they want Zach Hyman, we can make a deal.
You know,
We can make a deal.
whenever I played the franchise mode in NHL,
Yeah.
I always trade Hyman for Robertson because Robertson's value is always so low.
No, Dallas does get to keep his rights for a year. I wouldn't be surprised if they end up trading him at the deadline and flipping him at the deadline if they're able to come up with something and maybe do a little bit of sign and trade or something along those lines.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to. I mean, it's crazy.
If there's no indication that he's coming back, I think that there's definitely.
I'm sure they'll start working in talks right now, though.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
But it's really poor from the management considering they traded Bjork to make space for him.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And Bjork's been great.
Bjork's been really good. I feel bad for him for going to Nashville, but
yeah,
that's what happens when you're on a stacked team.
Exactly. And also Stankoven got traded so that they can make space for Robertson. Maybe not to the same extent, but
yeah.
And Stankoven just
but also Stankoven was to go for Rantanen.
Yeah, but I think part of the reason why they moved him as well was to make sure that they had cap for
that's fair.
Johnston. Or sorry, not Johnston, but Robertson.
Yeah.
The last contract that was signed was John Marino, defenseman who plays for the Utah Mammoth. He got 8 years by $6.75 million. So not a ton of action going on in the league. There was some interesting news coming out of the Oilers camp. Today, Jerry Johansson, Matt Savoie's agent, said that Matt really likes it here. And I'm quoting him. And we'd love him to stay here. I know he would. I think in talking to Stan, that will come. But as we know, Edmonton is pretty focused on this year. I think Matt is patient and really enjoys it here and did a good job last year. So we're excited to see what he can do. I'm sure we'll get down to that sooner than later. There's currently no indication that the Savoie camp and the Oilers have discussed any contract extension. But based on this comment, I'm sure that it will start happening soon or maybe next year. I think, maybe around the summertime next year. I don't think that's crazy, but I think that the Oilers' priority is to keep this kid.
I think they'll float some numbers around. Obviously, they could look for a bridge deal. They could look for something else, but I'm sure what they're thinking is they also want to see how well he plays this year. Because if the Oilers, let's say they lowball him, like obviously they want to keep him, but they still get a reasonable contract. Let's say like a 3 or 5 year like contract, and they don't give him too much money. And Savoie thinks he's worth more than he plays at the end of the season. They revisit it.
Yeah.
So there's lots of opportunity here for both the Oilers and Savoie, and I'm sure they'll make the most of it. Another interesting news out of the Oilers management, Tristan Jarry is the starter for the Oilers and the number one option going into.
And that will change 10 games into the season.
10 games? You're giving him 10 games?
I'm giving him 10
maybe 5.
I think they want to give him 10 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to see.
I don't know what the plan is, if Anderson is fully healthy yet, and if Devin Levi is going to be backing up Jarry, or if Anderson is just going to be on the bench waiting for his shot, which will eventually, when he will be needed. I'm
excited. I'm excited for this 3-person this rival. Yeah, you could say throuple. For this rivalry that is going to be kind of created.
Yeah, I think the problem is, I think the person that's the most eager is Devin Levi. I think Jarry, he has a little bit of experience, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him.
Me neither.
Anderson, I'm a big fan of. I've been saying that we should have gotten him.
Yeah, and for the price that we got him at, it's a really good deal. So we'll see kind of what happens towards the start of preseason, which will happen still very long ways away.
Yep.
Not until September. But until then, LeBron made his decision.
He did. Decision day was met, and there's a lot of teams that are very unhappy. For those of you who don't know, LeBron James, I don't know some say he's the GOAT of basketball, some say it's Michael Jordan still, but he's going to the Philadelphia 76ers.
To chase a ring.
Literally. He's at what, 5 right now?
I believe he's at 5.
So he wants to match MJ?
Yeah.
This is probably the best supporting cast he's had. You could say he had the best in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, but
no, I think this is better. Just like the amount of depth if you
think about the 76ers depth is insane.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. And especially with that Jaylen Brown trade.
Yeah. I don't know who in Boston let that trade happen, but they clearly are not big fans of Jaylen Brown.
That is one of the top 5 worst trades in sports history.
I think the Luka trade was much better than this.
Yes, the Luka trade was better.
Much better.
That was one of the worst trades I've ever seen in sports history.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe there's some insider stuff going on, like what happened with the Clippers.
Maybe PG is actually going to cook in Boston.
Maybe Philadelphia donated what was it with Kawhi, like a tree company to Boston?
Yeah,
in
Boston GM.
in exchange for Jaylen Brown. But no, that team is just going to be absolutely insane. The Miami Heat prior to that. So you want to know a funny story? The social media manager for the Heat.
Oh yeah, they released
was going on vacation this week.
I see.
So he wanted to get a little ahead on his work, pre-post some posts, like schedule some posts.
Yeah.
So that when he was on vacation, everything is okay.
Yeah.
And the social media department is fine. Unfortunately, there was some confusion and he jumped the gun and he posted the fact that LeBron would be heading to the Heat.
I see.
And obviously he didn't go.
Yeah.
A grave error, probably not affecting LeBron's decision.
He probably made a decision before that, but if it did affect his decision, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because part of the reason why LeBron said that he was going to Philly is because he's actually going to be living in New York.
Yeah, he's not living in Philly.
No. And he's going to commute.
$15,000 every single day in a helicopter ride.
Yeah. But he probably makes $15,000. Well, not this year. I think he's taking a severe pay cut.
He is an $8 million deal.
Yeah. So comparatively,
for 2 years.
Yeah. His son is making almost as much as him and he's
garbage.
Not even close. Not even close to that player.
He took a veteran minimum to go chase a ring, which is, valid. You're at the end of your
career. I think he's going to play point guard there.
It's not crazy.
It's not crazy. I was saying to Ishan, and Ishan said I was crazy, but I think that he is going to average 13 to 15 assists this year.
I don't know about 13 to 15. I would say 10 to 12. Sure. That's possible.
No.
But we're just going to have to see. I'm very excited to watch the 76ers this year.
Yeah.
It's actually funny that Bam Adebayo, when he heard the news and he got interviewed, he was like, yeah, I don't care that he's going to the Sixers. I'm going to crush him.
Yeah, I think you got to have that mentality, though.
No, literally. But no, I like that mentality. This Eastern Conference is going to be insane.
Mm-hmm.
All of this just to stop one alien, literally.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm very excited with what the NBA has to offer this year.
Yeah, I don't think the Knicks even stand a chance now to repeat.
I don't know. I just don't. With Giannis and Bam, then you have the stacked team of the 76ers. It all depends a lot on if Embiid is healthy.
Ishan, let's be real. Raptors are going to the final.
They have Kawhi now.
Well, actually, they don't. That still hasn't gone through.
Against all odds, in 2019, they made it to the finals. And
I don't think it was against all odds. They're a really good team.
Yeah, but they're not. They weren't good enough to beat the Warriors. But then Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant got injured.
So I guess they were good enough.
It was just Curry.
Yeah, it was meant to be. It's meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Kawhi left and he made the worst decision of his career. Anyways, our special segment for today is going to be rating NHL fan bases. And the way we're going to do this is through a tier list. So we have our little tier maker with S tier and B tier and C tier and F tier. Okay. Or D tier, maybe D tier as well.
B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier.
Yes. And I think it's just going to be based on kind of vibes and,
And just who, in our honest opinions, who we think is.
Exactly.
Who deserves to be in which place.
Exactly.
We're not going to be biased, even though we are Oilers fans. We're going to try our best to not be as biased as possible.
Yeah.
But should we get started?
Yeah, let's start. The first team on the list is going to be the Boston Bruins.
I hate their fan base, but they're
a very loyal fan base.
They are a very loyal fan base. Even through this Pastrnak era where they haven't figured out what they're doing with their team.
Yeah, I will say though, Boston fans have had it very nice.
Yeah, with
it's not hard to cheer for this team because they've had so much success over the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
If you think back to 3 seasons ago, they're President's Trophy winners. Yes, they lost in the first round to Florida. That's besides the point.
But they had Pastrnak who's up and coming. They had Swayman who's up and coming.
They had a tandem of Linus Ullmark and Jeremy Swayman.
Yeah, which is honestly probably the best tandem that was in the league.
Oh, for sure,
by far,
100%.
They had their little goalie hugs after each game.
Yeah, they went to the finals in 2010 and won in dramatic fashion against the Vancouver Canucks. And then they were back there in 2019 against the St. Louis Blues. Obviously, they lost in 2019, but still, they made it back. And they've been in and around the playoffs very frequently.
Yeah, I mean, they have 6 Stanley Cup champions.
Mhm.
So if you've been a Boston fan, let's say you're in your like 60s or something, you've been a Boston fan since birth. You've had to you've been able to experience 3 Stanley Cup wins.
Yeah.
And you had Bobby Orr.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
I would say A tier.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I think they're a very, very lively fan base, but I get it.
I think that's fine. We're moving into Buffalo. Buffalo Sabres.
This is a hard team to cheer for.
This is a very hard team to cheer for.
Obviously not this year because they somehow cooked. But
you know what I will say though? The Sabres fans that I've met in their 12, 13 years of playoff-lessness, a lot of the core fans did not lose any hope. And they've traded guys year after year, guys who have gone on to win cups with other teams, guys who have gone on to see more success with other teams. And yet the fan base keeps on coming back. And I really want to make a case for them to be S tier.
For S tier?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they won 0 Stanley Cups. They've lost
Cups.
Twice in the finals, both in Game 6. I mean, we're setting the standard at 60 years old for a hockey fan. So you've got to experience both finals appearances. I mean, to still have faith,
I think
difficult.
for them to fill the arenas like they did, to have so many people waiting.
There was a lot of, I'll be honest, the stadium was a lot louder than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
And although they do play better away, I'll give it to the fact that these fans are diehard fans.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Do you agree? S tier?
S tier.
I
would say a very low S tier.
A very low S tier. Okay, we'll put them at the bottom of S tier. Next we have the Detroit Red Wings.
I mean, I'm not very familiar with their entire fan base. I don't even know what their mascot is.
But I'm gonna say they've had it very nice.
I mean, 11 Stanley Cup
Original 6 team. They've had guys like Ted Lindsay. They've had guys like Bobby Orr.
Pavel Datsyuk.
Like, sorry, not Bob. Was it Bobby Orr?
Bobby Orr played on Boston.
No, Gordie Howe. Sorry, Gordie Howe.
Yeah.
You have crazy fan, and even their management.
Yeah.
Was really well done.
Yeah, with I mean, they had Yzerman for like the longest time.
No, now, but I'm talking about back in the day when they were winning cups.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't that difficult when you had a stacked team like that.
Exactly, but still. And I just think that their fan base's life has not been the same. Because when was the last time they won a cup? Like 1970?
Yeah, I want to say. Let me see. Last time they won a cup, 2008.
2000. Okay, well.
They've actually had a very nice 36, 37, 43, 50, 52, 54, 55, and then they had a little bit of a 40-year drought.
Yeah.
97, 98, 2000 or 2008. It's a very good amount of Stanley Cups.
I think it's a very easy franchise to cheer for.
I agree.
And for that reason, I want to put them in D tier.
In D tier, I would give them at least C tier.
C tier?
I think I think D tier is a little too harsh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Florida Panthers. Now, this team, since its inception, was garbage.
They won.
They were garbage.
They've won 2 Stanley Cups.
They have won 2 Stanley Cups, both against the Oilers. There's just so many other things to do in Miami,
and I don't think it's ice hockey. You know, it's in a place that's so incredibly warm.
It's not a hockey market.
No, it's not. It's amazing for basketball.
It is amazing for basketball. It's also amazing for football.
Yeah, the Dolphins.
But their fans just don't show up or travel well, in my opinion. Yeah. From what I've seen.
I think any team is gonna have fans that travel well in the finals and stuff like that because you obviously want to go see your hometown team win. But at the same time, for a team to have a good fan base, they need to travel during the regular season as well. And that's how you know they're very, very, very loyal fan base. But yeah, I think
I respect what they've done.
I agree.
But I just don't think that their fans compete with some of the other fans. Yeah, fan
this year there was no because Florida was a horrible team this year, there was no faith. Yeah. And I think that's honestly I think D tier is not crazy.
I don't think it's crazy either. Maybe a little bit of prejudice, but
who cares?
D tier. Next, we got the Canadians.
The Montreal.
And I think there's nothing to be said other than put them in S tier.
Yeah.
And ahead of the Buffalo Sabres.
And yes, they've had 24 cup wins.
Yeah. And yes, they're the greatest franchise in NHL history. But still, the fact that the Bell Center is sold out almost every night, no matter what team is coming, that it's loud, they're proud, they bring Le Québécois.
They are loyal.
They are extremely loyal, and it showed in the playoffs with their deep run this year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just one of the many examples that you can give for how amazing this franchise and this fan base is.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Senators.
I mean, in their modern era, they haven't won any cups.
I think I know one Senators fan who lives here.
That lives in Vancouver?
Mm-hmm.
I know one as well.
And the reason why he cheers for the Senators is because he thinks he's different.
Who is that?
Hassan. Remember that one guy we ran into right outside BCC?
Right
And
now.
I was talking to him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Mine.
His you want to know his IG? We're gonna plug him right now. Sens fan.
Holy moly. Okay. Yeah. I mean, good on you. The one Sens fan I know was my old PE teacher, but because he's from Ottawa.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with C tier.
Yeah. I don't think there's like
above Detroit.
I agree. No, 100%.
Yeah, there's still that Canadian spirit, and they do show up to Canadian Tire Center by numbers. Next thing we have is the Tampa Bay Lightning.
In recent history, it hasn't been that difficult to be their team. Like they've had Kucherov, and like when they first had like Stamkos, Kucherov, and then now they have Gensel. They've had Point for a good amount of time. They've had Hedman. So it hasn't been like in recent years, it hasn't been too crazy, and they still won the cup in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm being honest, it hasn't been too difficult. I'm sure in the very beginning it was a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
But I don't know too much about how loyal.
Yeah, I remember going to the Canucks game. I did not see that many Tampa jerseys.
Yeah, I also don't think they care about the Canucks.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the problem that we have in Vancouver here. When we want to go watch games, they don't.
Fans from other fan bases.
They're just like,
don't
yeah,
show
it's not
up.
gonna be a good game because they're just gonna
Get dogged.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
But I do think they're still like a loyal-ish fan base.
I would say B tier.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we're getting into a controversial one here.
Is it the Islanders?
Toronto Maple Leafs.
13 Stanley Cups, none in recent history. Last one was 1967. They had a very good 1900s though, at least leading up to the 70s.
Yeah.
There wasn't a very like large gap between when they missed, when they didn't win. It was literally them or Montreal, and then sometimes it was one off somebody.
Yeah. They are one of the most toxic fan bases.
They believe in their team very, very much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that makes them a good fan or a good fan base or a bad fan
It definitely makes them extremely annoying.
I agree. They're one of the most annoying fans out there.
But they're also toxic to their players. You know what I mean?
You look at Mitch Marner.
Exactly.
Hometown boy.
Case in point.
This is what you're doing to him.
And they treated him so poorly. And yeah, maybe he didn't show up in the playoffs.
But now he's up in Vegas.
He is. He just almost won a Conn Smythe.
And the Stanley Cup.
Yeah. I think they're still S tier fans though.
I would agree. Maybe A tier.
No, I think S tier.
You think S tier still?
Ahead of Buffalo, behind Montreal.
Okay, that's fair. They're loyal but toxic fans, and a lot of fan bases are like that.
Yeah, and they, you know what though? They have every single belief in the world that this year is their year, every year, without fail. And although sometimes it is corny,
and they're delusional as hell,
it's respectable.
It is.
It is. We got Carolina next, so a cup in 2006, a cup in 2026.
I would honestly say they're pretty loyal fans.
I would agree with you.
I mean, like looking from this playoff run that they had, and considering like the last couple Eastern Conference Final appearances that they've had,
and the atmosphere there is good.
Yeah.
The players also really appreciate their fans. You could see that after they won, and even after, like I've noticed over the last few seasons, they always really take a chance to appreciate their fans.
I agree.
And I know Seth Jarvis has talked about this, about how much he appreciates playing in Carolina because of the fact that the fans there are really good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Where do you think you should put them?
I'm saying A tier.
I think low A tier.
Low A tier, so behind Boston.
Yeah.
We got Columbus Blue Jackets next.
I think they're one of the teams that hasn't won a cup. It'd be difficult to. They're kind of like, it's similar to Detroit fans where like they're on the edge all the time of winning a cup and not winning. But if I'm being honest, I don't see them travel very well.
No,
I don't see them a lot. Even when we're watching Oilers games, usually,
and the atmosphere is not the great. Like
I think like you have the Norris winner on your team, yes, and that's important. But at the same time, I don't particularly too high on the Columbus fan base.
Is it crazy to go F tier?
I don't think it is. I'm sorry for all the Columbus fans out there, but it's just like
first F tier of the day.
Yeah.
New Jersey Devils.
Yeah. I mean, they've had a little bit of three cups, one in 95, one in 2000, and one in 2003. So a little bit of a stint.
And that's when they had Kovalchuk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no. Am I tripping?
I don't know who was on that 2003 team.
I think that they are a mid fan base.
Yeah, I think they were also
Like, there's
very mid.
nothing that I could say like that are bad about them, but there's also
They had,
nothing to write home.
Martin Brodeur in goal.
Oh,
and
brother.
yeah, he is good. He is good.
There's nothing to write home about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for that reason, I think bottom of C tier.
Yeah, I think they're very mid fan base.
Yeah,
You're just trying to be in like you're in New York or something.
exactly.
Yeah.
And for that reason, we are moving to another New York team. Your favorite franchise.
F tier.
And just rate it based on whether you like the franchise or not.
We should do how we like franchises next.
The Islanders.
Yeah, they've won 4 Stanley Cups.
They had a good stint with Bossy.
4 in a row.
Yeah,
They 4-peated.
they
I
forfeit.
didn't even know that. What? That's insane.
They beat the Oilers, and then the last year we
right.
dethroned them.
Yeah, because 84.
I would say they do have a good fan base.
Yeah, I think they truly believed in Schaefer when they got him.
Yeah,
and that hasn't stopped.
and just even they've been pretty mid.
Yeah, they've
the last few years.
They had expected
And,
a lot from Barzell, and he didn't do anything.
I mean, he did a little bit.
Yeah, but he wasn't.
He's not that guy though.
He's not Schaefer.
No, and for that reason, I'm gonna put them at the top of B tier.
Of B tier?
Or you want to put them in A tier?
No, I'm okay with B tier.
Of course. Moving on to the Rangers.
Yes, I'm a big fan of their fan base.
Me too.
I think they're very, very loyal.
It's a very big market.
Yeah, but they York,
also compete with a lot of other sports teams in New York. You know, you got the Islanders, you have the Nets, you have the Devils, you have the Knicks, you have the Jets, you have the Giants,
a lot of big teams.
You have the Yankees, you have the Mets. So a lot of competition, maybe not all at the same time you're crossing over, but they do get good turnout. MSG is always a great atmosphere.
They're packed.
Not only for its significance in sports history, but also just they show up.
No, they do. And like it hasn't been that great in recent years. I mean, they won the President's Trophy.
They did. And they have a great goaltender.
Yeah.
But the management has kind of fumbled a little bit. And
yeah. And that's caused them to start aging out like very old and very fast and not help them at all.
Yeah.
I would put them in A tier though.
A tier? At the top of A tier?
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to put them. We have Philly next.
If I'm being honest, not a big fan
of their franchise or their fan base. Yeah,
I get it. Being a Philly fan is hard. You have won 2 Stanley Cups, one in 74, one in 75. Who was I'm gonna check who was on that team. I'm sure it was someone. Oh, nice.
I think they represented Philly well in the playoffs this year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like there's no wow factor for me, from the fan base.
I agree.
And I don't think it's crazy to put them behind Florida in D tier.
I don't think that's crazy either.
Are you recognizing any of the names?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea who these.
You want to read some of them?
Bernie Parent was the goaltender and won the Conn Smythe.
Bernie was the parent
for the second consecutive year. Apparently, it was a historical roster with being the last NHL team. Only Canadian-born players.
Wow.
Yeah, to win the Stanley Cup. Bob Kelly also broke the scoreless tie, and Bill Clement sealed the 2-0 victory.
Ernie's dad?
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea, to be honest.
I'm sorry.
To be quite honest. Let's move on to Pittsburgh. Also a very easy franchise to cheer for.
Pittsburgh? Oh, absolutely.
But probably one of the easiest to cheer for.
Because of Sid. And their history as well.
And Lemieux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But their franchise is very loyal.
I will 100% agree with you. I think my vote is for S tier.
I would say a low S tier is more than
above Buffalo.
Above Buffalo, though, absolutely. Yeah.
Below the Leafs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Next, we have the Caps.
I mean, Ovechkin.
I think another interesting franchise that has been, won cup in 2018.
Yeah, the OV era.
A lot of their fans are Ovechkin fans.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. For me, it was kind of like Lakers fans being LeBron fans.
Yeah.
Like a lot of Lakers fans now will just go to the 76ers.
But I think would be what's going to be interesting is in 2 years, 1 or 2 years when Ovi does eventually retire, does that fan base now just stop watching the Caps and go to another team, or do they stick with the Caps? Is that their team now?
I mean, they've brought in a lot of players who are exciting to watch. like Boone Jenner, Alex Tuck. They still have Tom Wilson. They have a good
Absolutely.
goaltender in Logan Thompson, Jacob Chikrin. They still have a lot of fun players. So I'm sure they won't go anywhere. Some will definitely move. I'm sure
Yeah.
of it. But I would say they're a very mid franchise and centered around one team for a long period of time.
Ahead of the Red Wings in C tier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next we got the Blackhawks, an original 16.
I don't know. There's not much else to say besides a very, very solid A tier or even S tier.
Like bottom of S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we want to put them
Okay,
either behind the Rangers or behind the Sabres.
Okay, if I'm being honest, I think the Sabres should be A tier. I don't wanna. I think I love their passion and how long they've been at this. But just looking, I'm looking right now at it's like
This list?
Montreal, Toronto, Pittsburgh, and I see Buffalo, and that's just not sitting right.
Okay,
with
so
me.
where do you want to move them?
I'll give them below the Rangers on A tier.
Below the Rangers.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. We've shuffled the order.
Quick audible.
Quick audible. I think we put the Blackhawks in S tier behind the Penguins.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna change your answer after?
No. They were very high on Patrick Kane, and then they got blessed in getting Bedard, and they haven't stopped having faith in that team.
Yeah.
Even with a horrible Bourne Byram contract.
Yeah, it wasn't just Patrick Kane though.
No.
Jonathan Toews, bro. You can't forget the GOAT.
Yeah. What is he doing now?
He's retired.
Is he actually? Yeah.
Well, I think they're actually gonna retire. He's gonna retire with the
Blackhawks
this year.
Go back. Run it back with Patrick Kane.
No. Just a one day. Yeah.
Okay.
Similar to Kyle Lowry.
There was actually rumors he was just going to return to the Raptors for fun for a year. See what it's like to play with Kawhi again.
I mean, you could.
No.
I'm coming out of retirement. The next team is the Avalanche.
I don't think it's been that difficult to be a part of this team. I think their cup wins are a lot different to how they've had Nathan McKinnon in recent years and Kale McCarr.
Yeah.
And I had Peter Forsberg before.
Mm-hmm.
There's one more other guy that I'm missing that won the cup.
It's blanking. It's blanking for me right now. But yeah, I don't think it's been hard to cheer. They don't show it in the greatest numbers, do they?
No, they do not. They
come out and whatever, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The atmosphere is pretty nice. Joe Sakic.
Yeah,
yes.
That's who it was. And Patrick
and
Roy.
And they used to be the Nordiques. So do you factor the Nordiques into there? Or is it just the Avalanche?
I feel like the Nordiques were a loyal franchise.
Yeah. Because if we're factoring the Nordiques, I would put them in A tier.
Yeah.
If we were not factoring the Nordiques, I would put them at the top of C tier.
I think a top of C tier is actually maybe bottom B tier.
Bottom of B tier?
Yeah.
Okay. We got the Stars next.
Dallas.
I'm gonna go B tier above the Lightning.
I like that.
Because it is a hard market to play in, and you're competing with the Cowboys and
very difficult.
The Rangers and the Texans and such.
Yeah, but still, they're definitely. I think they're one of the better U.S. teams that have made the most out of hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think of like Texas and like having that like star symbol, it really brings like hockey to mind and the Cowboys as well.
Yeah. The next team is gonna be the Minnesota Wild.
Let me check how many Stanley Cups they've won.
I think it's none.
Yeah.
I think it's none.
Yeah, they've won none. Which
is it crazy to put them in C tier?
Yeah. I could see that.
You could see it. Okay, yeah. I thought you were saying it's crazy.
Oh no, I don't think that's.
Where do we put them in C tier though?
C tier, I think above. Actually, no. Put them at the end.
At the end,
I think so.
Okay. For those of you who are listening and want to watch us create it while we're talking about it, we will be putting this portion onto YouTube so you can see it.
Mm-hmm. And then there'll also be reels that we'll create. Well, like us just talking about the teams.
Exactly. Nashville Predators.
In my opinion, a loyal, but I see a Nashville jersey every now and then in different.
Yeah, and the times that they have made it to the playoffs, it's been electric in Nashville.
Yeah,
I will say.
Never won a cup, so
I think top of B tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
That's my vote.
I like
unless you disagree.
No, I like that.
Yeah. We got the St. Louis Blues next.
In my opinion, a very loyal franchise.
I agree with you.
They've been
and they waited a long time to win that cup in 2019.
Very, very long time.
Yeah. I haven't seen a lot of them recently. I'd go A tier.
Yeah, I think A tier.
End of A tier.
End of A tier. Yeah. Yeah, but they're definitely a loyal franchise.
Now this is an interesting one. Utah Mammoth. And do you count Arizona?
I know we didn't count the Nordiques, but considering how young the Mammoth are of a team, I think we have to include the Coyotes.
Okay.
And because we're including the Coyotes, I think it bumps them up a little bit.
Really? I would say it decreases them a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because of the toxicity and like that? Or just like...
No, I just don't think that there was a lot of Coyotes fans.
Yeah. But, I mean, it makes sense why they would move.
The fact that they, how poor their fan base is. And I think that the Mammoth have a much better fan base.
No, the Mammoth are very... I mean, they've done a lot to create more hype around this team.
If I was evaluating this, just Mammoth, I would say maybe third in A tier.
Yeah.
If this was a combination, I might go behind Dallas in B tier.
In B tier, I could always... Yeah, I would agree with that.
So
I think even lower, maybe.
So what are we saying?
I think you put them at the bottom of B tier.
Bottom of B tier.
Yeah.
I don't feel right doing that, because
they're the Mammoth now.
Because I like the Mammoth franchise,
but
not the franchise, but the fan base.
Yeah.
And I think that they, you know what? Nah, we're moving them behind Buffalo in A tier.
In A tier.
In A tier.
Wow. Okay, so we're scratching the fact that they were the Coyotes before.
It's just the Utah Mammoth.
It's fair considering we did that. We didn't do that with the Nordiques.
Exactly.
And I would have brought the Avs much higher.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree.
Next is the Jets. I would like to put them in S tier.
Yeah. And I think they were during their playoff runs, they've been very, very, their fans have been great.
Yeah. And, they might not have the best team, but they do show up for their team.
Yeah. Never won a cup either.
And the whiteout is something spectacular to see.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's something that everyone contributes to is very cool.
Exactly.
I think definitely bottom of S tier, though.
I agree with you. We got Anaheim next.
The Ducks are a team that they've had a little bit of history within them. They have won a cup.
Yes, they have.
In 2007, but I think it's another one of those mid franchises. I think they're becoming more exciting now, and there's a lot of history behind like the jerseys and stuff that fans enjoy wearing and just those creations. But I still think they're a little bit of a mid franchise or fan base.
Fan base, yeah. I would put them at B tier, end of B tier. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we got another unpopular one. Calgary Flames.
One cup as well. The rivals of the Edmonton Oilers. I'm sure that's helped their fan base.
I don't think they're really rivals right now.
No, but they traditionally, yes.
Traditionally, yes.
I if I'm being honest,
they have a really good fan base.
They do.
Their fans show up. They're passionate.
They're bring the Canadian spirit in Calgary.
Yeah.
And as much as I don't like Calgary, they bring it. They bring in.
Is it crazy to go above the Rangers?
I think just below the Rangers.
Just below the Rangers?
Yeah, I think that's a solid place. Because I don't know, the Rangers are just all that with MSG. I think is something.
Yeah. That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna save the Oilers for last.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go opposite direction now.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go Vegas next, and I'm immediately. I don't care what you say. I'm putting them at the end.
In F tier.
I'm putting them in F tier.
Well, because their franchise, it's not been difficult to cheer for them. They immediately emerged and they went to the Stanley Cup final. They had and also, okay, their fans are so they're toxic and they enjoy but it's Vegas,
there's just no. I think in order to build a fan base, you have to go through a little bit of adversity.
Yeah, to truly feel
this is my team. I'm gonna stick with them.
Exactly.
And this team has never faced that. And for that reason, and for also the other reason, that I feel like their home games are just not sold out.
Yeah,
and they don't travel well.
Their arena, what they do with the helmet and stuff is cool, but that's not the fan base.
That's not the fan base. That's the pregame presentation. Yeah. Nothing else needs to be said. Vancouver Canucks, one of the most wishy-washy fan bases.
If you're a true Vancouver fan, I put you in S tier.
Yeah.
I'm calling out Sahil Koja.
Shez Pirani.
Yeah.
Because you guys have had to endure too much.
0 Stanley Cups. Your franchise is horrible.
Is a dumpster fire. Your management sucks. Your player sucks. Your coach right now doesn't suck. Last year sucked. Just wrong decisions time after time.
Yeah.
When the Canucks are winning though, you can feel the buzz.
You definitely can.
It's probably one of the most bandwagon franchises I want to see in all of hockey.
Yeah, I think it's up there with a team like Florida.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of a lot of fans hopping on the bandwagon. But if you are a true fan, you've been there since 2011. You're one of those people that was
1990s, bro. You gotta go back to 1990s, like Bure.
But I don't know, where do you want to put this team? Because I feel like you have to weigh out the fact that there are a bunch of bandwagon fans, but also there's fans that are diehard.
Yeah.
And like growing up in Vancouver, like the first thing you really do is like even the atmosphere around like the city and stuff, it's all centered around the Canucks. Like you don't think of like the sports team that you first think of when you think of Vancouver is the Canucks.
Actually, Vancouver might be getting an MLB.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Where are they gonna put the field?
Who knows? But they have a prospective buyer
Interesting.
or investment group.
Is it the Alini family?
Aquilini family?
Aquilini.
No, it's not the Aquilini family. I'm thinking of putting them somewhere in B tier.
I would agree with that.
I think at the top of B tier.
Who is currently?
Currently, it's Nashville at the top of B tier.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Okay. Next, we have the Seattle Kraken.
F tier. Actually, no. Okay, I'll give them D tier.
D tier?
Yeah.
Bottom of D tier? It's just they're too new.
They're too new, and also their fans. No one likes their team.
No, because it just sucks.
Yeah,
it just sucks.
They're literally because the thing is what a lot of their fans expected was what happened with Vegas.
Yeah,
where they were a new team. They're all excited, and then you're just so incredibly mid.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
And
you have a little bit of a stint. You get Brandon Montour.
Yeah, nobody wants to play there.
No one wants to play.
I'm
Jason
guessing-
Robertson declined an 8-year, $15 million deal.
I'm guessing that Brandon Montour has regretted his decision to play there every single day.
Yeah.
Vince Dunn is great, though. Next, we got the Sharks.
I don't think this is crazy for an A tier and S tier.
S tier. I was going to say S tier.
With going through all the stuff that like with Brett Burns.
Yeah.
And
And just the atmosphere in the Shark Tank is just is fire.
like when the Oilers would play them in those early
I remember
runs,
2017.
Yeah.
It was a
electric.
crazy electric atmosphere. The question is where to put them in an S tier.
I think above the Jets, but below the Blackhawks.
I'm thinking above the Blackhawks.
You think above the Blackhawks?
Yeah.
Okay. If you truly think so, then yeah.
Yeah. We got the Kings next, and that's our second last team.
Mm-hmm.
Sean, what are you saying?
I mean, the Kings have had 2 Stanley Cups, both in recent years.
In recent years, I will say the fan base has been mid.
Yeah. I don't know about before.
Going back, I will say it was pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, it's not one of those. It's difficult because LA is it's a very sporty like area, and there's a lot of teams.
You're competing,
but like you can't just like be like, yes, I'm the most amazing team, because you're not. You have the Rams, you have the Dodgers, you have the Lakers,
you have the Angels,
you have the Clippers.
Yeah. You have the Chargers.
Yeah, like there's so much to compete with there, and they're not where they should be.
No.
But they're not. They're like a mid, I would say.
You're gonna go middle of C tier?
Yeah.
Above New Jersey?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And last but finally not least, we have the Edmonton Oilers.
I mean, okay. At first, if we're going back to like when they won 5 Stanley Cups, they've had Wayne Gretzky, they've had Paul Coffey. It was a team that you were like, if we're going back to like the 60-year-olds, when you were young, it was a team that you could really easily hop on.
Mm-hmm.
It was an exciting team to watch. And then the dark years happened.
Yeah.
And then, after all that suffering, and they emerged with this talent that has made it to Stanley Cup finals, but it's a hard team to be a part of, but it's also a very easy team to be a part of.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of
It's very
adversity.
easy to cheer for the best player in the world.
It is. A lot of adversity, though.
It's also very hard to watch your team go to back-to-back cup finals and not win.
Yeah. And constantly try and do something, and just nothing happens.
Yeah, or get swept by the Winnipeg Jets in the first round.
Yeah.
Of the 2020 playoffs. I don't think they're an S tier franchise.
I don't think so either. I think that'd be biased if we gave them S tier. I think they're very neck and neck with Calgary and the Rangers.
And the Rangers. I kind of would like to give them top of A tier.
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I think they're all. I think Edmonton, the Rangers, and Calgary are all very close.
Yeah.
But maybe it's a little bit of favoritism. But,
maybe a little bit.
But the Oilers fans, they travel very, very well.
They do. They do travel very well. But there you guys have it. That is our complete tier list of every single franchise.
Let us know
NHL.
In the comments if you guys would change anything, make any moves.
Yeah. Or if you guys want to see something like this
again,
we're just experimenting with different segments. We got a couple weeks before stuff starts to pick up. I'm guessing it's going to be another boring week in the NHL. So let us know.
We're going to come up with something for sure next week.
Yeah. And if you guys want us to do any special segments or you guys have any ideas for us, please let us know in the comments.
Absolutely.
Have fun watching baseball this week. The Blue Jays won today.
They did.
And they're not making the playoffs.
Thanks, Kazuma Okamoto.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. We hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you guys next week.